All right, guys, well, the 42 chop top is back in the shop. Got a couple little things we're gonna do to it here. Well, a whole pile of things, I guess. Starting off with, we're gonna pick up the back of the cab just a little bit. It actually, when I replaced the floors, my mounts ended up being a little low. It's hard to tell in the video, but this body line should be level with the cab. So we're gonna pick that up, build some pucks for it, and do that. And then we've got a whole plethora of parts here: brakes, steering parts, fuel pump, more steering parts, all kinds of good stuff. We're gonna get that going. We'll lay out some steering parts here, see what we got. Should have a steering column, wheel, all that fun stuff. So let's get it laid out, kind of get a game plan going, and we'll go from there. See this one? Obviously our concrete's nice and level. 5, make them 4 1/4 or 1 1/4 inches tall, then make them match that one. All right, so like I said, we've got some old body pucks out of Princess, I think, that Andy's gonna cut down, and we'll make some body mounts, bushings for the back of that. And then got us a whole pile of goodies here: steering wheel, headlights, brake master cylinder, fuel pump, all the steering parts, brakes, all that fun stuff. Like I said, I think I'm gonna start with this guy right here, get this on the frame and mount it up, or at least start laying it out. So let's get going on that. All right, so now we're making some marks on the body here, on the frame. We're marking up something here on where the holes for that steering box need to go. These are gonna be fun. Promise. Center punch those. So we measured from the front of the frame here down here to the center of the steering arm hole there, and then we stood the Vega box up inside of here like this. Oops, like that. And then I measured 5.5 inches from the front of the frame to the center of the hole, which is that black mark right in front of me, and that put our box right there. So I'll end up building a piece that comes off the side of the frame. Set this up here, probably off the side of the frame, up and around, and then ties into that top singular hole right here on the steering box. He was trying to put a low mount alternator on it, which we still might be able to do, but the steering has to go where the steering has to go, so everything lines up and it's nice and straight. I'm sure that's a good view. Some dirt on it there, but yeah, we've got to put the steering there. He's got to move the alternator up. It is what it is. We just got to make it fit. So we'll start drilling some holes and then go from there. All right, we got the steering box mounted out there. Now we're kind of looking at wheel placement here and where it's going to go through the floor. Probably come up a little bit, go up in that firewall instead of down through the floor panel here. Up like that, I think. And that gives us a pretty comfortable seating position. So I think what our plan is we're going to build a plate inside of the dash here that hits behind here and then ties into this body bracket up here, you know, which is attached to this. That was metal at one point. Yeah, so we'll make a piece that comes up here and ties in here, just a little corner bracket, And I think we're gonna put some round, like 1.5" tubing across there, so it's not sharp on your knees. You'll barely be able to see it, I think, the way it's gonna sit. Then we'll drill a hole, slug it probably, tap it for whatever the heck metric size this purple thing is. And then we'll mount that up in there, and then we'll connect the two together. All right, guys, made these little brackets here. Kind of come off the frame there, encapsulate that top bolt of that box. Not too bad. Not too bad. So now I'm gonna get designing a piece to go inside of this cab like we were talking to hold the crossbar. I got some 1.5" 120 wall tubing over there. We're gonna cut down and put underneath there, and then I will put a slug underneath of it, I think, to put that column adjustment nut into. So let's do that. All right, guys, not gonna set the world on fire here or hold up a building falling on it, but it is going to tie one side of the cab to the other. The other side is over here. Can't see it. Same bracket on this side, so it is going to tie the two sides together. It will get welded all along the top there, out front here, and then tacked in the back, and then our tube will run from here across to that side. So get some measurements, get some tubing cut, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, a little bit going on here. Andy's over there cutting some plate out. We're gonna build a rounded piece here so the exhaust doesn't hit. Looks way better than smashing it in with a hammer. As you can see, the headers are a little tight here. Little tight. So we're gonna put a little piece in the slip roll and roll this piece in, and then this will all get cut out, shaped and formed, so it all fits in there nice and neat. Looks clean. Get out the hammer and dolly, and we'll clean up some of this as we get going. I'm working on the steering. I ended up having to move my bar that's in the dash because the steering wheel was down in my lap, so we moved the bar up. Got to clean up my plates and get those all welded back in there. Nothing's 100% set yet, but looking pretty good, and I think we're going to be able to run one rod down to the steering box, which will be nice. So I'm going to try and get a piece cut out for that, and we'll see what we got going. So
even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day.
all right, guys, so now I'm kind of hanging out upside down underneath the dash here. Get some light on the situation. So brakes have to go in here somewhere. So we have this universal pedal mount. And I actually think it's going to work pretty well if I can do this one-handed. So I think that's going to end up fitting in there like that. I've got to notch the front of the... I'm going to notch the front of this to rest on that 1.5" tubing right there. I think that should work. So let me get that done and we'll see what we got. Well, I was going to show you that before I got it all put in there, but it's pretty much where I want it, so I think I'm going to leave it. But that's it. The pedal, I don't know, I lost the pedal somewhere, but the pedal's going to hang down right here. Gas pedal's going to be right here. Not a lot of foot room in this little fella. Gas pedal here, brake pedal here, 1 foot drive them. That's about how they work. Kind of tight, but that's just how it is. We don't really have much more firewall room to move it over, because if we do, the master cylinder is going to be hanging out the side of the truck. So right now, the edge of that is like right here. So that master cylinder is going to mount right there. Bloop, be perfect out of the way. So get some holes drilled in that, get that welded after I get the kids off to school, and we'll keep rolling, guys. All right, guys, turn down the pin there that goes into the master cylinder. See there, nice little tapered edge on it. You know, when I got that lathe, I thought it might have been a bad purchase, but it's coming pretty handy. Not that I really know how to use it, but I can take big pieces of metal and make little pieces, so I guess that's what counts. So let's see if we can set you guys up here where you might be able to see something. Probably not. Oh, come on. Yep, nope, not at all. Can't see a damn thing. All right, intermission. All right, guys, so I just started welding, got stuff put together, and we got the brake master cylinder pedal mount done. Got some more shiny stuff out here. Nice little CPP master cylinder there with a built-in proportioning valve. Adjustments right there. Kind of a cool deal. It's all nice and solid. Cover that back up. Then we go in here, and I got the gas pedal mounted. So I built this little bracket here. Comes off the interior structure here, and I made it adjustable. So if he decides he wants to, doesn't like the pedal there, kind of move it up and down a little bit. Not a lot of adjustment, but 1.5 inches or so, 2 inches maybe, 1.5 inches it looks like. So that should be about perfect. I'm going to tighten that up right there, I think, for now, and go from there. Then I think I'm going to put the seats back in it, kind of get a feel for everything, tighten up a couple pieces on the steering here. This slip collar here needs to be tightened up, and that jam nut needs to be tightened up. But yeah, got some pedal. I got to put a stop in here so the pedal doesn't come out, the rod doesn't come out of there. But I want to make sure everything kind of lines up and fits right before I do that. So I'll get on that and see what else we can get into.
Go, 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 go.
All right, guys, shocking, but we've got to do shocks. Got to get some sort of rebound control on the front of this thing. I don't like it, but I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Gonna kind of follow the angle of the grill. I can't bring them in too far because they hit the steering. If I put them inside here, they hit the U-bolts. So this is where they're gonna go. I think they're gonna lean in as far as we can make them. Now I gotta put this link back together, this hairpin back together, so I can make sure it doesn't hit that. And then we are going to mount headlights on top of that. And obviously they won't be this tall, they're gonna be collapsed. So they're actually gonna be way shorter than I thought, which is good. The mounts anyway, so that's gonna put the headlights probably somewhere right here. I'm gonna get the shock on there, kind of get it held up. I'm gonna take some preliminary measurements. I'll do some doodling on some cardboard, and then I'll punch it into the old laptop over there and hit print, and we'll see if we can't blow some pieces out of that 3/16 plate that will work for the front end here. So let me get that hairpin put back together, and I'll kind of go through the design process with you guys here. All right, guys, I got a couple things here. Got a tape measure, cardboard to write on, pen, speed square, and a level here. So we're gonna try and do our best to get some measurements. I don't know, my speed square might be too big, so let me grab my little one here. Pause. Never mind, it's right here. Okay, let's see if this helps. I'm gonna try and get some measurements here. So we are looking at 5¼ inches off the frame. So let's see if I can move you back here so you can see a little better. So what I'll do is I'll kind of draw my frame out, or my piece out here. Don't know those measurements yet, but so off the outside of the frame, we're gonna go 5¼ to our hole. Obviously this will not be like scale, but that's a 1/2 inch hole. All right. And off the top of the frame, we are obviously a little that center of our, just gonna mark my speed square here, that center of our hole. So then I'll measure from the top of my square 5½. So 5½. Okay. Then our frame is a 2x3 piece, so this is gonna be 3 inches here. And then I want to come in 1 inch on that piece, 1 inch here. So that gives me, from my frame starting point here, how far my hole needs to be outset. And now, as you can see, there's nothing in our way here, so I can pretty much design whatever I want. And I think, don't quote me here, we're gonna bring something off the bottom like this, and then we're gonna come up like swan neck out, kind of hit that, boop, and then we'll do, you know, some speed holes just to kind of match everything up. Obviously it's gonna have a little more arch to it there on our actual piece, but hey, look, that works. So I'll go over, draw it up, and I'll show you guys what we got. All right, guys, hot off the press, got us a shock mount. Let's see what she looks like. It's not cleaned up or anything yet, still steaming, but I think pretty good. Pretty good. I think we can make that work. Then we'll make a little piece that rolls down the top. Obviously we'll have one on each side. Might make that one on for the second side just a hair taller, like 1/4 inch. Give it a little lean back to it. That's why I only cut one out at a time. So I'll cut another one of these for the back side of the passenger side, and then I'll modify the file and make a little bit longer one for the fronts. So let's do that, and then we'll get some headlight pieces made here and get those mounted. Let's do it. All right, guys, I did a horrible job on the last time I worked on this thing, getting the front end put together, videoing it, but yeah, it's all on there. Looks not too shabby. Not too shabby. Shocks are all mounted. It's plated on top there. Hold it together nice and solid. The headlight bolt's right in the middle there. So got that done. Andy's digging out that stupid spray foam they put in there so we can get that piece started going in. I just welded the battery box in, nice and solid. I built a mount for the fuel pump. That's all in there and done. So trying to get this thing wrapped up so we can get it out of here. I was hoping to have it out of here tomorrow, but that's not gonna happen. So gonna keep trucking on it, see what else we can get done. So let's get moving. guys, this video is already long enough. I'm gonna end it here. We'll pick up on this in another video. But I did get the patch panel here started, rolled in for the exhaust to miss, and man, it still barely misses, but it needs a gasket and stuff put in it. So once a gasket gets put in there, we'll have probably 1/4 inch of clearance there. But that spray foam did not do this body any favors. She's rough, man. Lots of Bondo in this thing. It was a show truck at some point, I'm assuming, because it has lots of fancy body work done in it just to hide the rust. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. John talked about wanting to replace this here, but man, once you start here, you just keep moving. So it's a rat rod with a shiny bling bling motor in it. I would leave it. So I'm gonna talk to him, see what he thinks. We got that side pretty much tacked in there, get it cleaned up. Got the drag link turned down, I didn't show you that, but I got it ready to go. Andy got this side cut out, same way we did that side, and we've got this piece here, so we'll do the same thing. We'll roll that in there and start kind of getting ourselves a little template made and get that tacked in there. I'd like to get this out of here by the Thursday evening. I've got an Impala coming in. We got to do floor pans on. I got to build a bracket to hold the intercooler for the supercharger, stuff like that. So not an intercooler, sorry, heat exchanger. But get this back to him so he can get working on it, getting it plumbed, getting it wired. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up reamer tomorrow so I can get the drag link holes knocked out, the right size on the fitment arm and stuff. And then we will get that bolted up, get those welded up and cleaned up, and get it out of here. It's gonna be a super cool truck when it's done. I'm excited to see it on the road, and I know John's excited to drive it. So let's get it back to him. And then, yeah, lots of other stuff to do. Didn't really show anything on this yet. This is the axle for Princess, our 79 Resto Mod Bronco I'm building. Full restoration, inside and out, upside down, inside out. That is 2 layers of gloss black, 415. Super degreased it, cleaned it all up, did a bunch of repair work. The U-bolts had eaten holes in the axle tube a little bit, so I cleaned all that up, filled those in, ground them down, built some new spring perches, DA sanded the whole thing, and then we took oven cleaner and a wire wheel and cleaned up a 3rd member, used their degreaser, their etching material, and then 2 coats of 415 black that's brushed on there. Is crazy, crazy shiny and smooth for something that's brushed on, but it should look pretty good. We'll do the transfer case and all that stuff hopefully this weekend. Got the powder coating stuff. Was supposed to be here today, but evidently UPS isn't the postal service, and when you get a 1/2 inch of snow, they decide not to deliver things. So that's hopefully here tomorrow. We can start with that this weekend, kind of playing with some of that stuff. I got some color match stuff for the color of the Bronco, so I'm excited to see that. So stick around, guys. We got lots going on here, lots to do, like always. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you're still around watching this. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Doesn't bother me. Just leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Keep building awesome stuff. Later.